Hello everybody, my name is David Liu. I am running for the California 49th Assembly District as the only Republican candidate. I am new to politics. I am not a politician. I have no experience, I have no connections. I do not have big companies or wealthy people backing me. I don't have any of that. I am an average nobody. As an average nobody, why do you want to run for such a prestigious position? The reason is very simple. You do what is right, not what is easy. Every single day, I walk down the street, I feel scared. I eat in a restaurant, I feel scared. After a long day of work in the office, after I get back home, I want to take my mom out for a walk, for dinner. My mom doesn't want to go. She is scared. I feel this way in the past few years, every single day. I live in fear. I'm sure you feel the same way. We have to make changes. Not only that, the indoctrination in our schools is getting worse and worse. One of the reasons Elon Musk moved out of California is that his son had a sex change operation. His son has become his daughter. Her name is Vivi. I think the indoctrination has to stop. The parents are entitled to the notification of such a dramatic event in their children's lives. Third, we have to control inflation. You go to McDonald's, you go to Starbucks, the price has gone up by so much to the point you cannot afford to live in California anymore. We have too many taxes. Not only there's a lot of taxes, many of them don't make any sense, such as mileage tax. You travel more miles, you pay more money for mileage tax. People who travel a lot are the kind of people who don't have a high income. They have to live on the outskirts of the city. So you get penalized for not having high income. It does not make any sense at all. That has to stop. That's why I am running for the 49th Assembly District. Because I feel scared. I don't want indoctrination. That would affect my child. I don't want inflation. You feel the same way. You, me, together will send a strong message to Sacramento. Let's do something about it. I don't want to just talk the talk. We have to walk the walk. But I need you to walk with me. Thank you. My name is David Liu. I'm the Republican candidate for the 49th Assembly District in California. Thank you.
He's been reaching out into the Asian community. His district is only 17% Republican, but he's got 36% of the vote.
Hey, congrats.
So David, welcome, and tell us about yourself and your campaign.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, first I want to say again, I really appreciate Mr. Mark Lewis being more than just a consultant. He's like a mentor, or even like uncle to me in a way. Each time I see him, I talk to him, I feel comfortable, like I can confide in with him, you know. So I think that's very important. Or just like Mr. Craig, it's my first time running for a public office, any public office. About myself, I'm an attorney, just like a Miss Connie. Yeah. So I have a rather successful law practice in the city of industry. I've been doing this for about 20 years. What got me into politics? I think it started from a few years ago. What happened was that with all this nonsense coming out, like Proposition 47, Proposition 49, the Proposition 57. So one of them says that because of the overpopulation in the state prison, some of the felons would have an early release. With all those bad laws and bills, Proposition 47, Proposition 57, and also there's another one that's going to come out, it's SB 94. So what SB 94 says is this. So meaning that people who are serving a lifetime imprisonment will have a right for resentencing, meaning that they can get the sentences which is life reduced, say to 20 years to 25 years, and they'll come out. They've been inside for say 15, 20 years. How are they gonna make a living? You know, they're gonna go back to what they did before. What let them, what caused them to be locked up in a state prison, which is to commit not just usually people who are serving a lifetime imprisonment are very serious criminals. They are not like thieves. They probably kill someone. A lot of them actually are murderers. Mm-hmm. How can that be? How is that going to make the community safe? We've already seen what happened with Proposition 47 and Proposition 57. Right? The whole idea of both Proposition 47 and Proposition 57 is nothing but sheer stupidity. Basically, the idea is this. You know what? We have too many people in the prison. We're not going to build more prisons. We're going to, release them. If that's the case, why do we even need the system? We should get rid of all prisons, all jails, all law enforcement agencies. Right? If that's the idea. That way you don't need any prison at all. People can rent them out to make some rent money. So the whole idea of this trend, 47, 57, right now SB 94, it doesn't make any sense at all. It defies common sense. You don't need to know too much about the law. The idea is very simple. You commit a crime, you suffer consequences. You go to jail. If that's not the case, nobody would want to actually make honest living. What for? It's not fair. Like, I have to say work for 3 years to save up some money to make a down payment, say, on a car, for instance, or to buy a car. He can just easily steal a car. Nothing's going to happen to you. I will feel like a fool. And that's my car. So basically, I worked for 3 years for him. Now he's driving my car. Nothing happens to him. Now I don't have a car. So that's the idea. That's what's going on right now. See, the whole thing, what's going on right now, like in California, like a lot of people, especially they first came to California or came to America, they're like, well, what's going on here? Like a few months ago, I was in San Francisco for a case. So the people, like on the streets, I was in an Uber. They were just breaking into cars. Like the way they do it, they're not even like a harmless yet, like wearing a mask of some sort, like people, don't recognize them. They take their car. Like if it's their own car, I can tell. They're not using a key. They use like sticker thing, trying to break into the car. Like people just walk by. Nobody says anything. Nobody does anything. Like this has become a law. I was like, I was like a stunt. I was like, gotta be kidding me. Seriously. And also there was a person taking a poo on the streets.
Oh yeah.
I was like, is this real? Like I can't believe my own eyes. Yeah, people just walk by like nothing happens. That's what's going on in San Francisco. So I feel like pretty soon Los Angeles is already very bad. I think pretty soon Los Angeles will be like San Francisco if all those bills, all those laws get passed. So that's why I think I had to do this. A lot of people, like especially in the 49th district, it's largely there's a lot of we call like Asian cities or Chinese cities. Like Monroe Park, San Gabriel, Rosemead, San Marino, Arcadia, Temple City, Monkey, a lot of the cities. Because the historically speaking, in the 49th district, the only way I will have 17% Republican voters. Everybody was saying that, are you like crazy? Why would you do that? You will lose. We will have 17% registered voters. They were saying that, or you seem sort of smart. Like, why would you do something they're not saying it's a long shot. It's impossible. It's Mission Impossible 7, right? So, but I tell them, you watch all these Mission Impossible movies. At the very end, Mission Impossible becomes Mission Possible. Mission achieved. Mission accomplished. So that's why I'm shooting a new movie right now.
Yeah, really. The new Tom Cruise.
Yes. He's my co-star. So that's why, through the numbers of the primary, I think it's entirely doable and winnable because people are waking up. They on all those issues, education, public safety, inflation. Also,
so why are they registered Democrats?
That's actually a very good question.
Mm-hmm.
The registered Democrats.
Connect the dots.
Yes, for two reasons. One, they were fooled by Democrats. Because Democrats will say, especially some of the Democrat politicians are saying, we are fighting for you, I'm protecting Chinese community, but as what they actually did, for instance, my opponent, the incumbent Mark Farr, he voted yes on ACA 7. ACA 7 is a disguised affirmative action. Basically, ACA 7 gives the government the special power to create programs where race will be considered as a factor. They're trying to disguise it as exception to Proposition 209, which Proposition 209 says that basically every California is equal. Everybody should be equal, regardless of their race, color, national origin, and all that stuff. But then right now they're trying to replace. Before there was ACA 5 a few years ago, but that was shut down. But right now this time they got a very sneaky. They're saying that no, we're not trying to repeal Proposition 209. We're trying to create exception to Proposition 209. So, but actually that exception is going to swallow the rule. So that's why we I oppose ACA 7. That's why I also been doing a lot of podcasting, broadcasting, talking about ACA 7 in the past probably a couple of weeks. I got a lot of responses from everybody. A lot of people are they don't even live in California. Like live in Texas, in New York, they'll be like, I don't live in California, but I support you. ACA 7 is bad. So that's why I think people are waking up. That's why, they realize that, they've been lied to all these years by the Democrats, to answer your question. And the second reason why they're registered Democrats is this. Because Democrats, at least the 49th district, they have been in power. So especially a lot of business people, they even tell me, they said, well, I want to support you, but I cannot do that openly because I don't want to piss them off. I have like a project going on somewhere, I don't want them to, right? So that's why I think that's the second reason they're registered Democrats. But obviously, I'm sure there's other reasons as well. But I do think that was a very good question. Yes.
Well, and the League of Women Vipers goes out there and they say that they're nonpartisan, but they're registering everybody Democrat. They're not out there being nonpartisan at all. And they're the ones that get to them first very often at the voter registration, swearing in ceremonies and all that sort of thing. They are inside the convention hall where they're taking the oath to become citizens of the U.S. And they get to them first, and they automatically help them register Democrat and do not help them register Republican. And the first time they see someone that register them Republican is if the Republicans have someone outside the convention center, the swearing-in ceremony, registering them and offering to register them as Republicans. So they're getting to them first. Too.
Yes.
Registration.
I think, though, when you look at the Asian community, they're far more politically fluid than some other, than maybe the Latino community. And look at, you only have to look at, Michelle Steele, Young Kim, Janet Nguyen. You got Stephen Lee, the mayor of Rosemead. You got Eric Chen in San Gabriel. You got Philip Chen. You got Eric Ching and Walnut. There are a lot of Republican Asian elected officials. A lot more than people think. And when you start putting them down, there's a lot of them. And I think I think there's a shift in the community now, recognizing that the Democrats have not been good for business.
Well, I think that a lot of, because a lot of the Asian community are self-employed business owners, and all of this baloney that's going on where you have Panera Bread is accepted because of, that is such God. Anyway, but telling these business owners, and now they're advocating a 32-hour work week and pay the same as 40. Those types of, it's like, wait a minute, who's doing this? Democrats are doing this. And if that's pushed out onto that community that you need to stop this, it might wake them up, and I know it's hard because it's really tough. But on another point, I was at a meeting Tuesday night with the LA County Sheriff's Office for our HOA, or Homeowners Association, and they were talking about these gangs that are going around burglarizing. We've had a real problem up in Villa Verde in the Ridge, people coming in 1:40 in the afternoon doing these kind of things. They said they come up in 2 cars. One guy's got a really nice business suit and a beautiful Mercedes or a Beamer, and then there's the other car. So what they do is they go into the house, they steal the stuff, they hand it to the guy in the suit, he gets in his car and drives off. And then when they pull the getaway car with the guys that actually committed the crime, there's nothing in the car that was stolen because the other guy's already at FedEx and he's boxed it and mailed it to Miami. I couldn't, and the cops know this. It's a real issue that they're so organized, and so that's another thing with crime. It's just organized crime is moving into our area.
Thanks for
Yes.
Yeah, it's just terrible.
Yes, like what happened actually in Alhambra, I believe that it was about a week ago. There was this household that was burglarized. They lost about $750,000.
Yeah,
that was the life savings. That will include the college fund for the son. The son is about to go to college. And what's even more shocking was that the burglars, the people who burglarized the house, stayed in the house for at least 7 hours. So they took their time. They probably after they, they get into the house, they probably cook them up a nice steak, watch eating, take a nap,
Right.
They got really bored. Anyway, it's time to go, They grab all the money or the cash, jewelry, they left. Actually, the house owner is a restaurant owner in Alhambra. Actually, I've been to the restaurant. They worked their whole life. The restaurant has been there for many years. They saved up all the money, money for their son, for college, everything. Now it's all gone. It was last week. So it's like it's happening. It's like every week, every day. It's not even news anymore.
No, I've been burglarized and had my car stolen. So
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Nathan,
Yeah.
the 48 has always been very supportive of Burton Brink when he ran for the assembly seat. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I got the feeling from some of those events that Burton went through that it was basically the Chinese community that he could not win over and get the confidence enough from them in him to be able to vote for him. And if I remember correctly, your assembly district is close to 50% or 52% Asian.
Yes, 55%. Yes.
Can you win over the Asian community because of your ethnicity and build more confidence?
Yes. Yes. I would say that, lot of people, there's more people in the community that would know me than they do him, although he's incumbent, because I've been very active in the community in the past over 20 years. I've handled quite a lot of high-profile cases in the community, so that I've done like many press conferences, on those cases. That's how they know me. So that's why I think that definitely that's a plus. That's a plus. So what's really important is that I think is that people are waking up. They're starting to see what's really going on. Like before, they didn't know better. They would say that before they saw Macron, they saw Burton Brink, they would be like, I'm going to vote for that Chinese guy, without knowing their policies and what they have done in the past. Because but right now I think that people in the community are getting more educated. Because partially I've been talking about all these issues all along, like in the past few years, especially I started running. I think that it's very important, at least they know what's going on. So a lot of those Democrats, they just straight up lie to the constituents, lie to the voters. Oh, I did this, I did that. They didn't do any of that.
All right.
So I think it's at one point, I think that on March the 5th, actually there was a primary toward the evening. My numbers were about like 39.76%. It was about 40%. So that's why a lot of those people called me, especially this one newspaper in Chinese community called World Journal. That actually is the largest publication in Chinese community. They're supporting me. They're really happy for me because they're smart. They know what's going on.
Right.
They'll be like, we really actually want you to win this, not just for people in the community. Yeah. So yes.
And I have some Asian friends, and one of them, she wanted me to help get the ballots from her friends. And they were basically refusing to go and vote, and we had to sort of convince them. It would have been better if I knew Mandarin, probably. But I think that's a problem, and I think you're in a good spot to relate to people and speak the truth of what's going on. I don't think that they trust some of the people that they think are connected with the government. So I just think that your key point is really going to be on point. Thank you for doing this.
Yes.
There's another reason that allows Asian people